Hello, DIY Dad here. Right, today we're going to talk about how we change a wheel at the side of the road. I'm not going to be using any special tools or anything. This is just stuff that you would have in your car if you were at the side of the road. Now, a lot of cars nowadays don't actually have spare wheels, which is ridiculous. They have like a spray foam can. If you put that in your tyre, that's a new tyre you're getting. You're not getting a punch repair. You'll go to the tyre place, they go, you shouldn't use this stuff. So I wouldn't use it because it doesn't really work that well anyway. So it's much better just to carry a spare wheel. That saves so much time and hassle having a spare wheel. Don't be one of these people that waits for 4 hours for the AA to change a tyre. That's just, no, that's not on really. I don't think anyone's got enough time in the world to wait for the AA or RSC to turn up to do that because they're so busy nowadays. Right, so in your car you'll have a jack like this. And I don't have one for this, but I've got a ratchet and a 19mm socket. Your cars will all be different to mine. They'll come with a jack, and they'll come with like a fixed, like a solid wrench, so you can do it. One thing I don't have here is a locking wheel nut. Now, on pretty much all cars nowadays, they have a locking wheel nut with a key. So there'll be a plastic container. If you've got a spare, there'll be a plastic container in where your spare wheel lives. It'll have the jack, it'll have your wrench, and it'll have your locking wheel nut in it. And remember that wheel nuts for alloy wheels and steel wheels are different, so you can't swap them over. So what do we do first? Well, oh no, we've got a flat tyre. Right, so the first thing you do, crack all your wheel nuts off while it's still on the ground. Otherwise, you'll put it up in the air and you'll try and do it and the wheel will spin round, and that's just the way it is. So you'll be able to loosen it on your bar. 99.9% are standard threads. Some threads are left-hand threads on lorries and various things, but all cars that I've ever seen have been standard right-hand threads. So remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So put your bar on each wheel nut and just loosen it. You'll hear it crack off. Now if you get one that's really tight and you can't undo it with your bar, what you can do is put it the other way round and actually stamp on the bar or jump up and down on it. That might do it. Right, so now your wheel nuts are loose. The next thing you need to do, wind your jack out. Now on your sill of your car, this is the sill, there should be a slightly reinforced section, front and back, which you use to put the jack in. So now you need to be careful at the side of the road when you're doing this, because we're not going to have any axle stands at the side of the road or anything underneath to support it. So once that wheel's off, potentially it can fall off the jack. So you just need to do it quickly. So put the flat bit of the jack on the ground, make sure it's on something solid, and just wind it out until it hits the sill. Go. And keep winding it and winding it and winding it. Just keep winding until you see your wheel come off the floor. Right, now the wheel's off the floor. Basically that's the hard bit done. So all you then do is loosen all of your wheel nuts. Like so. Now sometimes, if your wheel's been on for ages, the wheel can actually sort of corrode onto the brake disc. So you need to look out for that. Mine have been off relatively recently, so that's not going to happen. But you might actually have to kick the tyre with your foot or something just to loosen it. There we go. And the last one is here. Need to hold the wheel on, because with the last one it'll just want to fall off, but we don't mind that because we need to take it off. Better than it being stuck on. There we go. And then your wheel's off. So this is your brake disc here, and the wheel is actually bolted onto the brake, through the brake disc to hold it on, and into the main hub of the axle. That's what holds the wheel on. Here's your brake caliper back here, and while you're here, you can always have a look and say, oh yeah, my brake pads look okay. If they're looking really paper thin, then at least you've got an indication while you're there that they need replacing. So what do you do then? Quite simple. Go and get your spare wheel, put it back on again, line the holes up, there you go. Put one in the top of the bottom to hold it in. See, with steel wheels, old steel wheels, a lot of them had studs sticking out, so you'd put them onto the studs, then just do the nut up and it'd be easy. Alloy wheels, you have to actually centre the hole and put the stud in itself, so that makes it more difficult. There we go. Right, so that's all the nuts back on, and then simply all you do is let it down again. Lefty loosey. Right, that's the jack loose. So the next thing I'm going to do is just torque them up with my slightly longer bar. Again, you can do this by standing. You can do this by standing on the bar the shorter bar that you've got. When you go to a tyre place, they should be using a torque wrench, so they don't over tighten them, because you can crack our wheels by over tightening the wheel nuts. So if you see them tightening out with a big 3/4 windy gun, say something. And you tend to go round in a clockwise motion, or anti-clockwise as I'm doing, it doesn't matter. Because if you do one up, another one might become slightly loose. So basically all you do, you just make sure they're all nice and tight. You hear them, they're all very tight now. And there you go. So then you put all your stuff away and you drive off a happy man, because it's only taken you 10 minutes. Word of warning in terms of safety: if you do have a flat tyre and you roll to the side of the road, try and roll with your car so the flat tyres away from the roadside, so you can change the tyre and not get run over by somebody that's trying to pass you. Lots of people are killed every year on the roads, especially recovery drivers, recovering cars on the side of the motorway and people sideswiping them and killing them. So keep that in mind. And the other thing, if you're on a slope or you think your car might roll away, always put something either in front or behind the wheel. Doesn't matter what it is, it can be a piece of wood, a rock, your wife's handbag. It's irrelevant what it is, as long as it stops it rolling away. It doesn't need to be sort of super giant chalk, just whatever you've got to hand that you can use, just for safety's sake. So there we go. Quick 10-minute tyre change, much better than waiting for 4 hours for the recovery driver. So there we go. So if you don't have a spare tyre, you can actually buy one. You can actually go buy one specifically for your car and chuck it in the boot. Might save you a lot of time in the long run. Right, bye for now.